does that even mean, Bowers Game Corner?
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another game review. And today I'm very excited to check out Clue, the card game, Mystery Beyond the Mansion from Winning Move Games and Hasbro. This is for 3 to 5 players, ages 8 plus. It'll take about 35 to 45 minutes to play. It says it takes about 8 minutes to learn. And in Clue, the card game, the killer has escaped, and now you need to figure out who the killer is, what kind of vehicle they're escaping in, and where they are going in this card game version of Clue. It tries to condense down the feel of Clue into a card game without any dice rolling. Doesn't do it successfully, though. Let's open it up, and I'll tell you what I think. Alrighty, then, we're going to take a look at what you're going to get inside of Clue, the card game. So first and foremost, we got a handy-dandy rule sheet. It's one really long page, double-sided, black and white, but it does a very good job of teaching you the game, and so big thumbs up on the rule booklet. Should have you up and running pretty smoothly. It's also an incredibly simple game, so I can teach you how to play right now. It feels a little bit like Clue mixed with micro game mechanisms. So first and foremost, each player is going to get one of these boards right here, and they are going to be trying to figure out the suspect who committed the murder, the vehicle that they are fleeing in, and the destination that they are headed to. So at the beginning of the game, you are going to randomly get one of each type of those cards, and then you're going to place them, bloop, right there, unless you're playing the one versus all variant, which I'll talk more about the pros and cons. Hint, I did not like it. So, next, each player is going to get one tile in front of them. This is the location that they are. The Hoover Dam, Lincoln Memorial, Old Faithful. Everyone's just going to get one that is in front of them, and you will be able to switch these throughout the game with these green cards. So, next, everybody's going to get this little thing. So let's go ahead and mark off the things that we know. So for instance, we take a look at our hand, and we know that Professor Plum and Colonel Mustard did not commit the crime. So we would go ahead and take our pencil, and we would mark those off very secretly, obviously. So Colonel Mustard, Professor Plum, no, they did not do it. We also know that it's not the automobile or the limousine, which is the vehicle they're using. So we would once again just go automobile gone, limousine gone, and then Old Faithful and Mount Rushmore are not going to be the location where they're headed. So Mount Rushmore and Old Faithful get marked off, and we keep that all secret. Everyone else is doing this at the same time, and it's our turn first, so let's go ahead and go, and I'll show you exactly how the game is played. So on your turn, you're going to draw one green card, and then you're going to choose one of your 2 green cards to play. And there's a variety of green cards and what they will do, so let's just go through some of them. So first, Super Sleuth. Every player must show me one Southern Destination card. How do you know it's a Southern Destination card? Well, let's take a look at our little thing right here. It'll go right here. South, 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 south. So that would be a good one for us to play because we actually have no information on anything south. Both of ours are from the Northwest. So that'd be a great card to play. Next, make a suggestion from current destination or move to another destination. So first, move to another destination is pretty self-explanatory. You take a different tile and you just replace your tile with that one. So if you did that, that would be the end of your turn. Now, if you make a suggestion from your current destination, that says you look down here, say, all right, I'm at the Lincoln Memorial. So my suggestion is Lincoln Memorial, that Mr. Green is in the hot air balloon at the Lincoln Memorial. So now, starting with the player on your left, they're going to look in their hand and they can say, oh, nope, not right. And they're going to slide you one card that will disprove your hypothesis. So right now, I know that Mr. Green is, in fact, is not the murderer. So I would then, bloop, mark off Mr. Green like so. And so now I have it narrowed down to 3 people, and all of them are women. So I know that the murderer is a woman. So next, let's take a look at some of the other ones. So we talked about that one, make a suggestion. Snoop on any player's hand. How this works is they're going to put their hand out like this, and you're just going to randomly draw one card for them and look at it secretly. So right now, I know it's not the Lincoln Memorial. Good for me. I'd go back once again to my handy-dandy little pad right here and mark off the Lincoln Memorial. Now, I do want to mention one thing. At the beginning of the game, you're going to randomly, you're going to shuffle all these cards up after you've figured out the 3 cards right here, after you put the 3 cards down here. And each player is going to get as many cards as they can. So, 6, 6, 6 in a 3-player game. In a 4-player game, it's slightly diseven. So 2 people, I actually believe, have more cards than someone else, like they'll have 1 extra card. But I'll talk more about that in pros and cons. So private tip, show me all your vehicle cards. All players are going to snoop to the hand on the left, the hand on the right. They're all pretty much self-explanatory. Show me one flying vehicle card, and there's different colors and various different things like that. But what's eventually going to happen is that you are going to be ready to make an accusation. Because when you make a suggestion, then the person to your left tries to disprove it, and this person tries to disprove it, and if it gets back to you, then you probably know exactly who the murderer and the killer and the location is. Now, you don't always have to know for sure. You might just have it narrowed down to like, all right, I think it's either this person or this person, but I'm pretty sure this player over here is going to get it right on their next turn. So at any point throughout the game, at the end of your turn, what you can do is you can make that accusation. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to say Miss Peacock in the drain with the Hoover Dam. Boom. Miss Peacock, train, Hoover Dam, and no. So I would just discreetly say, no, that is not correct. They don't know exactly which thing is not correct. And now I am not going to be able to win the game. However, I do have to sit here and still continue to play the game to disprove people. I don't draw green cards or, make accusations anymore, but if someone says they think it's Professor Plum, then I'll still be able to slide my card over to them. But eventually what's going to happen is that someone is going to get all 3 of these correct, at which point they will be the winner of the game. And that, in a nutshell, is how Clue, the card game, is played. Alrighty then, Clue, the card game from Hasbro and Winning Move Games. What are my final thoughts? Let's go over the pros. Let's go over the cons. First, on the cons side, game's not going to be for everybody for a variety of different reasons. First and foremost, game is still very luck-based. Whether or not you ask the right questions at the right time, the cards that you're dealt, the action cards specifically that you get in your hands, some action cards are just better than other action cards. It's just that simple. And some action cards are better in certain scenarios, and so that is all luck of the draw. Another con that I have in this game is that if you're playing at different player counts, then some people will have more cards, so they're going to have one extra piece of information. Now, the game does self-balance itself somewhat, because then you can specifically look at some person's hand, because there's look at one person's hand and all their vehicles, and obviously you're going to go at one of the people who has more cards, because there's just a higher probability that they have more vehicles, but still it is a balancing mechanism that I did want to mention. Also, everybody's going to need a pencil, everybody's going to need a score pad, which does feel a little bit it feels like an old mechanism, but honestly, it doesn't bug me at all. Just know that you need some pencils, and the player sheet does. I feel like you're not going to run out of these for a very, very long time, because each one is double-sided, and each side is able to play 4 games. So each sheet is going to do 8 games on it. So that wasn't that big of a deal. Just something that I did want to mention. Any other cons that I have with the game? Oh, last con that I have is they have a 1 versus all variant, which isn't fun. It's just not. I didn't like it at all. We tried it twice. I was like, nope, not doing this. Essentially, you play as the guy who is helping the killer, so you specifically pick out the killer and the vehicle and the locations or something like that, and then you don't take turns. Instead, you just disprove things, and every once in a while you get rid of an action card, and if they run out of action cards, then you win. It just wasn't fun. I don't recommend it. I wouldn't recommend trying it. Just play the base game. But moving on to the pros, I was very pleasantly surprised with Clue the card game. This is one of those games that I picked up for dirt cheap, and I was like, well, I'll review it, and then I'll probably get rid of it. But I'm not going to get rid of it, because actually the kids in my classroom had a blast with this game. I played this with 8, 9, and 10-year-olds, and they really enjoyed the deduction in this. They liked the little aspect of push your luck, where especially when you're playing with a higher player count, it's like, man, I don't think I'm going to get another turn towards the late game. And it's like, I need to make a prediction now. And yes, you might have 2 people that you've got it narrowed down to in 2 locations, but you might just nail it. It has that little bit of pressure luck where it's like, yeah, I probably could get it right on my next turn, but I want to push it right now because I want to try and win the game. And I like that aspect a lot. It's very easy to learn. It's very easy to teach. The rules do a perfectly serviceable job. The cards are perfectly serviceable, and the artwork is from the original Clue, except for the locations and the submarines, which actually just feel kind of odd. It's a very odd art style, but still, I like the components. I like the fact that the box is small, it's compact, it's portable, very, very nicely done. And overall, Clue, the card game, very pleasantly surprised. Do I think this is one you're going to play on your game night? No, but as a family game, as long as you can get 3 to 5 players, because that's another comment I have in this game. It's restricted player count. I liked it at all the different player counts. I think I liked it best actually at 3, even though I liked it best at all the player counts. I think it's a great little family game to check out. I think it's a great game to play with kids when they get older, potentially as a family game in the aspect of playing it with other adults who grew up on Clue, who maybe don't play board games that terribly often. They're instantly going to be familiar with the game, despite the fact that there are different nuances in the game. So overall, Clue the card game, yeah, pleasant recommendation from Hasbro and Winning Move Games. I like this one an awful lot. It's going to stay on my shelf, and I'll be playing it with my son when he gets older. Clue the card game, go check this one out if you're in the market for a light, simple version of Clue with no dice. If you enjoyed this video, please click on that subscribe button down below in the comments below. Let me know what's an old style game that you think needs a card game version. For me personally, I want to see chess the card game. I want to see if that can be a thing. I played tile chess and I played VR chess, so I want to try some card chess to see exactly how that works. But let me know in the comments below what's an old style game that you think needs a card version. And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.